Yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. We have some breaking news to share with you guys in regards to the upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view. In fact, my personal prediction for the winner of the ladder match for a contract to face off with the WWE Champion at any time is now in serious jeopardy. I'm RJ, joined by Corey. C-Dub, what's going on?
Well, guys, we learned earlier this week, actually on Tuesday, at the SmackDown tapings, that in a match with Jack Swagger, Bad News Barrett was thrown into the barricade and has separated his shoulder. Now, we must tell you guys that as of press time, Bad News has not been officially scrapped from the match. But however, I mean, as common sense dictates, with an injury like a separated shoulder, going into a match, a ladder match like this, the likelihood of Wade Barrett, the Intercontinental Champion, Bad News Barrett, actually being in the match is probably slim to none at this point.
Yeah, we're looking at him right now. That, of course, is the actual picture of when it just happened. It sounds like he had a shoulder separation here. You could tell he's in a lot of pain, and I was even reading a reporter's point of view, which was really close, and he knew immediately something was wrong. You had the WWE trainers come over and signal for more to come. So this is certainly some bad news. It's pretty ironic that it happened to BNB, but this is terrible news. I picked BNB to win this event. I thought he was one of WWE's big-time up-and-coming stars here, one of my favorites at the moment, and this is a big blow to him because from what I'm hearing, this could be some very bad news. This could be a little bit of time off for BNB here. Terrible timing for him. He's actually a current title holder as well. This is terrible, Corey.
Yeah, that's another point, with Barrett, depending on how long this injury can take to recover from, we could possibly see him have to vacate the coveted WWE Intercontinental Championship, which would certainly have some long-lasting implications for the future.
Now, I do want to bring up, for any of you who did not watch our WWE Money in the Bank 2014 preview, Corey had a shocking prediction that Brock Lesnar would be added to the match. So, other than, of course, Brock Lesnar being added to the match, Corey, do you think they're going to replace BNB? Or will they possibly go at it as Brock Lesnar is his replacement now? What do you think?
Well, just to go in with my prediction and to fit in with that, obviously, I think that would make sense to, kind of at the end of the match, perhaps once Dean Ambrose is maybe in a position to grab the Money in the Bank, perhaps Triple H would come out and say, hold on just a minute, referee, we're going to have to pause this match. I forgot that there was one more entrant, Brock Lesnar. And, of course, that goes in with my predictions that Lesnar would capture the Money in the Bank and then that same night cash it in on whoever may win. There's a couple other people that we could see get inserted into this match here, though, RJ. Of course, with this injury, it definitely leaves open a spot. Now, WWE certainly doesn't have to replace Bad News Barrett, but I would think that they are going to. There's a couple guys on the roster here that I'd like to touch on.
Who you thinking, C-Dub?
But, real quickly here, RJ, I got to say, your prediction to win this was Bad News Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get possible replacements, with the field as it stands today, who do you think is the next in line as your favorite to win it?
Well, I am definitely going to go with Dean Ambrose. I was tempted to pick Ambrose even before this injury, but as I mentioned, I'm very high on BNB. I would have loved to see him in a scenario where he had that contract, where he could come out every Monday night and kind of tease everybody when he might use that contract. You know, he can get up on his pedestal and maybe one night say, you know, whoever the champion is, let's just say Brock Lesnar, with your prediction, Corey, you could come out and give the old Brock Lesnar, I'm afraid I got some bad news. You're going down tonight. You know, that would have been an epic moment, and I think BNB's character would have been perfect for the holder of that contract. But in this scenario, I'm going to Dean Ambrose. I think they do need to do something to put Dean Ambrose in a position of power fairly quickly without necessarily giving him a title belt. This would be one way to do it. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, it's got to be one of those two guys all of a sudden. That eliminates Bad News Barrett. A bunch of the other guys are jobbers, with the exception of, I mean, Dolph Ziggler is a jobber, but I would love to see him win that. But yeah, that's my change-up prediction. I'm going with Dean Ambrose. I do have a prediction of who is going to be his replacement. I think he will be replaced. But Corey, I'm interested to see who you think he's going to be replaced with first. Who do you got?
Well, you know, there's a couple different scenarios here. My most likely pick is going to be the Big Show. You know, the Big Show's a guy who, while he hasn't been necessarily used as much here lately, I mean, the guy's a former champion, and at any given point, he can be inserted into a main event or a semi-main event like this, and you know the crowd's going to believe it. I mean, the guy's a giant. He can pretty well rest on his laurels. I don't expect, you know, if Big Show is at it, I certainly don't expect him to win it. There are a few other guys, you know, that are on the roster who I could also see possibly being a replacement. Of course, we have Rey Mysterio. You know, he's got a history of leg injuries, knee injuries, amongst other injuries. I could certainly see him being a plausible prediction.
That would make sense.
You know, we've got a guy like a Mark Henry, who's another guy similar to Big Show, where he can come in at any point and pretty well rest on his laurels as the world's strongest man. The crowd likes him, as they do the Big Show. Now, there's a couple other ways they could go with it. A guy we haven't seen a whole lot of here recently, The Miz. Rumor has it that he's going to be coming back here sometime soon, possibly with the great Nature Boy Ric Flair as his manager. Once again, this time in a heel or a villain role. And, you know, we could always, to me, this would be the best case scenario. Bring a guy from NXT up, like an Adrian Neville or a Sami Zayn, somebody who's ready to be put on the main roster. Bring him up and let him shine in this match. RJ, what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think you're going to like my replacement pick, Corey, but I feel like they're going to try to get this guy in the limelight a little bit. This might be a way to kind of give him a cameo in this match. My prediction is one of my favorite fighters, Cody Rhodes. Unfortunately, now he is going by Stardust, and I think they're going to throw Stardust in there just for the hell of it. No chance of winning, of course. I'm sure he'll be knocked out quite swiftly, but I think they'll just throw him in just to kind of show him off. You know, it is Cody Rhodes after all. It's a guy we all like. It's just, you know, he's got this new persona. What do you think about that possibility?
I could certainly see that being a possibility, although, you know, it seems like right now they've got him pretty well locked into this program, this tag team program with his brother, Dustin, a.k.a. Goldust.
Yeah.
You can definitely see that being the case, man. I mean, Cody is one of those young guys who definitely needs to be elevated. I'm not sure if the Stardust thing is going to do it, but I could see that happening.
Yeah. And one thing I do want to mention here as we take this episode out in preparation for the big Money in the Bank event on Sunday is we just really got to have our sympathy here for Bad News Barrett. I really hope he makes a fast recovery. This is a guy who's been around for a while. Of course, he was the leader of Nexus for a while there, and that was a pretty good storyline for him, but it just didn't have the most longevity which you're seeing out of his new persona. This whole new Bad News Barrett thing he's got going on is really catching on. He's becoming one of the most famous one of the most popular wrestlers in the WWE. He's quickly climbing the ranks, and I was just happy to see that from a guy who is not new here. You know, BNB's been around for a while, of course, formerly known as Wade Barrett, and now he's got this really cool cape thing and everything, and he was really turning into one of my favorite wrestlers, a guy I thought was bound to get the WWE Championship probably sometime this year. And this is a really bad blow, man. This is bad news for Bad News Barrett. We can hope our best that he comes back as swiftly as possible. Let's hope it doesn't become a Daniel Bryan situation or possibly even worse. You know, Triple H we've seen sidelined for a long time. Other wrestlers. Bad News Barrett's one of my favorites. I really hope that we can get him back, and this is crushing news for myself personally. Corey, I mean, of course, you have so much knowledge about wrestling. You've, I'm sure, been following Wade Barrett since day one. You got to say, this is as big as he's ever been.
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, he's certainly been he's been featured in the main event before. You know, as part of Nexus and the offshoot, the Core. But yeah, man. I mean, I have to agree. Save for the first night of the Nexus debut, these have been the best reactions that Bad News, aka Wade Barrett, has gotten the company so far. It's definitely a shame to see his momentum cut off. If it is the case that, you know, he's out for any length of time with this injury. But hopefully, you know, he can come back and pick up the momentum, and time will tell what ends up happening as far as the upside for Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, so it looks like BNB will not be part of the Money in the Bank event. We will see if the WWE replaces him in that ladder match. Corey, like we mentioned, had the prediction that Brock Lesnar would be added. He kind of had him being added like 75%, possibly even further into the match. They pretty much just introduce him. Maybe they change it up to he just straight up replaces BNB. Time will tell as Money in the Bank is quickly approaching. We are recording this Friday, so it's only a couple days away, and the WWE certainly has some decisions to make leading up to the huge event. Everybody hope that BNB gets well soon and we can see him back in the ring. A tragic injury for him, but I'm sure he'll come back strong. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you let us know what you think about Bad News Barrett's injury, and we'll catch you in our Money in the Bank recap. C-Dub, take it out for us, big guy.
All right, guys. Hopefully we'll see Bad News Barrett back in action soon enough. As RJ said, make sure you stay tuned right after Money in the Bank. We're going to be recording our recap. We'll get that out for you ASAP so you can learn all the late-breaking news going into Monday's Raw. As always, you know, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell your dog, tell whoever you can to check out Trippy Commentaries. We definitely appreciate your support. As always, stay trippy.